Hey family, if this is your first time joining my channel, I am Ashley B. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming on my channel. Just to give you a little background about my ministry and my purpose and why I'm on your screen, what probably even brought you to my channel. My purpose and my ministry is all about helping to heal the brokenhearted. You right now that's watching this video, that's on my channel, you're probably somebody that has gone through a lot of hurt, that's going through a lot of heartbreak. You're probably still dealing with it, or you're probably still harboring a lot of ill will towards people that have done you wrong in the past. You're probably somebody that has dealt with a lot of trauma in your life and you can't seem to get past it. You have gone through abuse. You have gone through so much, right? You might be somebody that is a good-hearted person and you can't seem to understand why you face rejection. You can't seem to understand why you keep going through these unfavorable seasons in your life. You're like, man, I'm a good person. Why am I always the one getting hurt? Why am I the one whose feelings is always getting hurt? Why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to face these certain things? You might be somebody that's battling unforgiveness right now. You are going through this season where you know that you need to move forward, but you can't seem to forgive. You just can't seem to let go of those offenses, those people that have hurt you, those things that you have went through in life, those walks of life that you've had. You might even be somebody that you're ready to move forward. You're ready to overcome. You're ready to step into your greatness, to tap into your gifts and tap into your purpose, but you keep getting in your own way. You keep self-sabotaging. You just cannot seem to move past your past. You cannot let go. You harboring a lot of ill feelings, things like that. That is the purpose of my channel. That is why I am here. That is what God has used me to get on this platform, to help people just like you to get over that hump, to get over onto the other side. I've gone through a lot of things in my life. The same things that I'm putting out there is the same things that I've dealt with in life. And God has used those things in my life. He has taken me through the different experiences that I have gone through. He has taken me through such an unfavorable season in my life to bring me to my destiny, to help me to tap into my purpose. He has turned my pain into power, my pain into purpose. And that is why I am here, to help you, to help people like you, to come down to where you guys are, to let you know that I understand, that I've been there, to use what God has shown me, to use my experiences to show that you will overcome, that you will make it to the other side, and being used as a testimony to help you to make it as well. So, with that being said, we're going to tap right into the message that I have today. I'm starting a forgiveness series to help people to be able to forgive, because it's time for you to forgive those offenses. It's time for you to forgive those people that have done you wrong, that have hurt you, those people that you have went through these situations with, and you still harboring and holding on to that pain. It's time for you to be free from that, and it's time for you to be able to walk on into your purpose and walk into what God has for you. And you are not going to be able to do that until you forgive. When you forgive, when you really free yourself, free your heart from the resentment, from the grudges, and you forgive these people that hurt you, you forgive these offenses that you have faced in life, it is going to open up gates for you. It's going to open up a new life for you when you are able to forgive everybody in your past, not just that one person, but forgive all these things. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. That's the number one person who you need to forgive, yourself. And so today, what I want to talk about, my first topic under forgiveness that I want to focus on, is the power of perspective. This is where it starts from. This is where it starts from. It's starting from your perspective. You have to change your perspective of that situation that you went through, that hurt, that heartbreak, whatever that person did to you, whatever it is that you faced, that offense that you had towards that person. This is the first step, is the power of changing the perspective. You have to change your perspective of it, because 9 times out of 10, the main reason why it's hard for you to forgive and it's hard for you to let go of the situation, it is because it is the way that you are viewing it. It is the way that you are identifying with it. It is the way that you are interpreting the situation, the offense. And so you have to change your perspective. And so, you know, a lot of the times I'm going to give you some examples of what your perspective might be towards your situation. And I don't even know your situation, but I can tell you what your perspective is towards it. One thing could be that you are ashamed. You are ashamed based off of what happened to you. You are so ashamed and you are so embarrassed. Another thing could be based off of the situation that happened, you're not good enough. Based off of whatever it is, another way that you might be looking at it is that you deserve this. You come to a realization in your mind and in your life that, oh, bad things is just always happening to you, so this is all you deserve. This is all you're gonna ever get. You're not even surprised at what's going on with you, what has happened to you, because, oh, I've been through this my whole life and this is just my life. No, ma'am, no, sir, no, this is not. That is exactly the mindset shift that we are doing, that I'm helping people on my channel to get out of that mind, that program mind that we have had. If you are somebody that has gone through those type of things, if you are somebody that has faced a lot of things in life and you feel like that this is just what you deserve and this is just what it is for you, no ma'am, no sir. And this is what I'm saying. These are the type of perspectives that we have towards our situation. Having that perspective of not being able to let it go, because if I let that go, it's like I'm letting that person off the hook. What they did to me, I want them to feel how I feel. I want revenge on them. I want them to hurt like they hurt me. You cannot have that type of perspective. You cannot look at it like that. You have to change it. Everything negative, the negative perspective, the negative perception, the negative perspective that you have over your situation, you have to first turn it into something positive. Because even though what you went through was unfavorable, what you went through was a bad experience, what you went through, it hurt you, it caused this pain. Yes, I understand what your experience might be, but you have to understand that God uses everything for good. So what the devil meant for bad, God is going to use it for good. Even if it was bad, he's going to use it for good. So this is what I challenge you to do, right? This negative perspective that you have, or perspectives that you have towards your situation, this is what you need to do. You need to now look at it and view it and change it to a positive perspective. And let me say something else about that. That person that is behind that offense, that person that is behind the reason why you can't forgive, that person that you can't seem to forgive, it doesn't even have to be a perspective that you're changing that's negative towards them. And this is what I mean by this. It doesn't even have to be a perspective that puts the other person down, right? Because, like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, sometimes we'll have the perspective, like, say for instance, if we're somebody that went through a heartbreak, like say somebody hurt us, somebody like deceived us, made us think that they wanted to be in a relationship with us or something, and they just ghosted us or just left us, you know what I mean? And having another perspective, you might look at it like, oh, he or she don't even know their own worth of value. That's why they didn't choose me. That's why they didn't even have me. See, we don't even have to look at it like that. It don't even have to be that perspective. Let me give you some examples of even better perspectives that you can look at it as, right? Let's say that you're somebody that has gone through abuse, right? Let's say that you're somebody that has gone through abuse. This is the type of perspective that you can have. Maybe the way you're looking at it and the way that you're viewing this person as such a villain. Abuse is very hard and nobody wants to deal with abuse. That is a very hard experience to deal with, right? But what if God specifically put you through that abusive situation, that abuse that you went through, that abuse that you endured? What if he specifically used that for you to end up being somebody that is an advocate for abuse victims? What if he specifically used that situation for you to turn your pain into power, from you to heal from that, for you to forgive your offender, and now be somebody that's an advocate, now be somebody that helps young women that's dealing with abuse, that is now helping, teenagers that's dealing with abuse in the home. And what if God used that for you to now turn that into a business for you? Turn that into a business for you, and now you are prospering. That same pain that you went through, that same everything that you endured from that situation, you have now turned it around for something better. And God has now used it. Not only he used you as the person that was going to save other people, that was going to save other people from dealing with abuse. Maybe somebody at some point was about to get into a relationship with somebody that was abusive, but you have tips. You have tips. You have tips and examples and signs to show people this is how you know that you might be dealing with an abusive person. You have now saved somebody's life. How does that sound when you look at it from that perspective? Because that's what it is. That's what God can do for you. That's how he can turn your situation around. That's how he can turn your pain into purpose and into power. Here's another example. If you're somebody that faced rejection, let's say, like I said, another example that I used earlier, if you're somebody that went through a rejection where somebody may have led you on and made you think that they wanted to be in a relationship with you, and they ended up choosing somebody else over you, and you hurt from that situation, you step back and you done questioned yourself, questioned your own self-worth and your own self-value based off of this person's decision, based off of this person choosing somebody else over you. And so now you thinking that you're not worth anything, you're not good enough because of their decision. But what if that person did see your worth and they did see your value? What if they actually did see that in you? What if they actually did see that you were a great woman and that you were a great catch? But what if in their mind they knew that they were not on your level? And what if they told themselves, you know what, I'm not even gonna bother her. I'm not even gonna bother her. She deserves something so much better than me. So I'm gonna go choose what I know that I can have and what I know that I can deal with and what I know that is for me. I don't even want to bother that young lady. I don't want to I know that I'm bogus and I don't even want to do her like that. So I'm actually going to just leave her where she at. I don't even want to do her like that. I don't want to cause nothing on her because I know I'm not good for her. I know I'm not about to bring nothing good for her and she don't deserve that. So let me go on about my business. What if that's the perspective that you have? Because that might be the reason why that person rejected you. You see what I'm saying about the power of perspective? Why you have to change your perspective, because you are looking at it from such a horrible and bad perspective. And you're identifying with that perspective that you have. And the identification that you have with that perspective is causing you to feel the way that you feel. It's causing you to feel like you can't forgive. So I challenge you to change your perspective. If you can't figure out any different perspective to have on one perspective that you can most certainly have for it and that you can definitely take to the bank and cash it, you can cash it at the bank, is that God did it for a reason and God is going to bring you something better. God took you through that situation for a reason. He wanted to teach you something. He wanted you to learn something. He used it for a reason because he has something better for you, or he has a purpose for you from what you went through. He might be setting you up for a purpose to use what you went through to help somebody else, to encourage somebody else, to set you up for the future, to set you up for wealth for your family, using what you went through to turn it into a business, to turn it into wealth. This offense that you have faced, you have to change your perspective.